Hello everyone, it's Alina. Welcome to my Soap General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Tune in to hear out about all the drama happening in Port Charles. GH Spoilers Weekly Update for January 22, January 26, 2024, suggest that the week ahead includes X while another. Tune in next week so you can watch all of the action in Port Charles. Nicholas and Spencer sorted things out, and Esme got probation. Ava and Trina talked at the courthouse. Christina and Sunny had a heart-to-heart, while Nina negotiated some type of agreement with Cyrus. Adam mixed medicines and booze, so Joss phoned an ambulance and kept trying to find a means to see Sunny's wishes through. There is no extended recap due to the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. Spencer delivered his baby brother to his father to save him from Esme, and Trina broke the news to Esme that Spencer was joining her in Paris. Joss was there for Adam at the hospital. Meanwhile, Sunny stopped Dex from killing Cyrus, and later confronted Nina about persuading his nemesis to drop the accusations against him. Also in this episode, Adam's life was spared, but barely, while Joss tried all she could to campaign for him. Trina dropped the Paris bomb on Esme. Finn got a little of encouraging news about his case, and Cyrus was delighted to let Sunny off the hook now that he had a good deal in place. Now let's go a little deeper into the details. Nicholas spoke all the things he could say to convince Spencer to run away with him, but it was a hard no. Spencer had a life here and he had Trina. He wasn't about to abandon her. Instead, he wanted Nick to stay, clear his record, and fight for Ace now that Esme was going to jail. That plan fell bust when Laura contacted with an update. Esme was not going to jail at all. This led to a talk between the men regarding whether or not Esme remembered. Spencer did found it unusual she called him Spence. Nick, of course, used that to bribe Spencer into allowing him at least take the baby. It was too dangerous to let old Esme raise him. Spencer eventually agreed. Nick packed a bag while Spencer said goodbye to his brother. He then handed the infant to his father, warning his dad that he best raise this kid right, or else, and watch them walk out the door. Meanwhile, Esme and Trina were at the courthouse having it out. Esme was sure Trina was disappointed she just got a slap on the wrist, an accusation Trina laughed off. No, she thought it was fair, for this crime at least. Besides, what does she care? She's heading for Paris shortly anyway. Esme was happy to learn Trina was leaving the country. That is, until she found out Spencer was going with her. What about her? What about Ace? Trina assured her Spencer was still big on caring for his brother, but he didn't care about Esme or her feelings at all. Esme all but cried and hurried home to talk to Spence. It's a bad she wasted all that time with Trina though. By the time she got there, Nick and Ace were gone. Over at the hospital, Dex was suited up in scrubs and made his way to Cyrus's room to do the deed. And he almost did, till Sunny knocked on the window and said no. Talk about an 11th hour save. Sunny then went into the room where he and Cyrus had a small chat. Cyrus was glad to inform him he was off the hook. No charges would be laid, or at the very least he was not going to testify. The cost? Well, that was a contract he worked up with someone else. Sunny was floored. He was even more stunned when he later found that the dealmaker was Nina. Good news, right? Wrong. The only good news was she was still at the hospital, so he could tell her off, which he did. He urged her to stay out of his business and stay away from him for good. Later, he informed Dex they weren't done with Cyrus. They are going to make him wish Dex killed him. Also later, Nana walked in to see Cyrus and told him if the charges were dismissed, he could go ahead and share the good word. Also at the hospital was Joss. She hurried in to get an update on Adam and waited outside his room watching Finn and Liz struggle to save his life. Thankfully, Adam was spared. Joss got the joyful news shortly after Carly raced to be by her side. However, things went a bit sideways when Finn recommended calling Adam's parents. Joss balked. They were the reason Adam did this in the first place. Unfortunately, as next of kin, they had to call regardless. Joss grabbed Adam's guitar and proceeded to his room. She took his hand and offered to stay till he woke up. Soon after, Trina arrived to provide a shoulder for Joss. Later, wonderful news came Finn's way. Liz informed him the person who treated Muldoon was in Port Charles and was eager to speak to him. Jordan was kidnapped in an alley. Meanwhile, Drew ended up talking with Anna, and they realized they had a lot in common. Michael was forgiven by his mom but not by his wife. Additionally, Blaze and possibly pregnant Christina had some problems to figure out. Essen went to Ava for support and explained that she's turned to Cyrus. Joss told Adam's father that he tried to kill himself. Pushed by Cyrus, Spencer revealed to Laura about Ace, who was embarrassed. Sam and Carly swapped notes about Drew. Drew threatened the entire Crimson crew if she didn't depart, so she did, and he replaced her with Carly. Coming up, Anna is worried about her friend, though one would assume she'd know that Jordan can handle herself. To that aim, look for Jordan to enlist Brick's help. But isn't Brick Sunny's guy? What's he doing helping the deputy mayor? Speaking about the mayor, Laura meets with Dante to address the situation with Ace. In a weird change of events, Heather will be opening up to Laura. Will this force Laura to reconsider her mind about what's going on with their shared grandson? Be sure to check out the daily breakdown below for more on what's coming next. Also losing it was Esmem. She showed up at the Jerome Gallery to ask for Ava's help. She informed Ava all about Nicholas taking off with Ace and inquired if she's seen her ex and knew where he was currently. Ava admitted to seeing Nick, but she knew nothing more than his visit to her. To Ava's credit, she did not revel in Ace's kidnapping. In fact, she was really unhappy about it. She warned Esma she was in for an uphill battle though. If Laura couldn't find Nick, she doubted Esma stood a chance. Esma reminded her she had a great ally to aid, Cyrus. Laura was upset that her grandson handed Ace over to Nick. How dare he? Spencer tried to reason that the infalso losing it was Esmem. She showed up at the Jerome Gallery to ask for Ava's help. She informed Ava all about Nicholas taking off with Ace and inquired if she's seen her ex and knew where he was currently. It was best off with his dad. He also informed her that Esmem had her memories back. It's time Esmem paid for what she done. That did not help his case. Laura didn't care if his assumptions were right or not. Esmem is a good mother and deserved her child. She went directly on the phone with the detectives and started the search for the missing child. Also at the hospital was Joss. She and Dex were in the chapel discussing Adam. Joss was scared for her friend and wanted to help him. Off they went to do just that. As for Adam, he was awake, alert, and Willow addressed his case with him. He was lucky to be alive after his binge. Adam didn't feel so lucky. He felt even unluckier when Portia informed him he had to consult with a psychiatrist before he could be discharged. Also, his parents were on the way whether he liked it or not. It wasn't long before Mr. Wright showed in and raised a commotion. He requested to see his son to Willow before Portia came over to deal with him. She gave him a rapid synopsis of the case, all while Mr. Wright was doing nothing more than criticizing his son. So what do you guys think about this update? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like my videos, please press like and subscribe for more. I'll see you guys next time.